Hello guys, I'm back. So I've been doing some research for the past 5 years on how to get rid of my back problems. I stopped playing basketball back in '06 because of back issues, and I really believed that it was my back. It took me time and research and just cussing and swearing and losing friends and family and people I loved for me to really dig in to understand exactly what the issue was. Now everybody wants to believe it's your lower back. Sometimes it is, but I've been in love with basketball all my life, and what I did was I twisted a lot of ankles. I've had a lot of feet go up under me like Kawhi Leonard, so I understand exactly why he has his pain just like I did. So I said, if I go learn this stuff and not just have somebody train me and teach me how to, get out of this pain, if I learn this stuff, it'll be there in my brain forever, and it'll be second nature, where my body just knows this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, because we don't want to feel that pain anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you through the computer. I could do it on the camera, but I like this a little bit better because it's fixed. So excuse me for the sloppy way of me doing this, but the point is gonna get across, or at least I hope so. But you can message me if not, and you can message me about your relief and your issues as well, and I'll do my best to try to figure it out for you as well, because I have nothing but time. I do research and I'm with the dogs all day, so I might as well make my YouTube all about fixing the body as well. It's more like a lifestyle thing, but anyway, let's go and do this. Let me tell you what I did. Excuse my fan, I gotta clean that. But so when I sit on the floor, let's start with here. I sit on this peanut. I used to think it was so weird to have to sit on something like this, but when I sat, I couldn't sit in a chair. You know how you sit in a chair and you're sitting perfectly fine? Me, I would sit like this to the left, all right? Because I was relieving pain, and I didn't know if I had the pain on the left side or on the right side. That's the hard part. So the point is to work up the middle. I sit on this, all right, and I let it open up my groin area. That caused me a lot of tension. It hurts, everything's knotted up in that groin area, and you get a sports hernia and everything from it. So it made me gassy. I think I lost my hair because of the stress also. But what I did was I started using it as my foam roller. You're going back and forth and everything, and you feel that tension in your lower back, but it's really your psoas. Everything was so tight. I had to go back and think about all my injuries that I ever had. And it all started, before even the twisted ankles, it started off with the shoulder. The way I stand, excuse me, I want to show you guys. So the way I stand, let me take this off. So the way I stand, you can kind of see that I'm a little misbalanced. My left side is a little higher than my right side. My right side is in proper station, but that also causes a curve in my spine. So I got a little bit of that. If you can see my shoulder, you see that? Okay? So all the weights that I was lifting was keeping me unaligned, no matter how much, because you're using your right side more than your left, or vice versa, depending on what your dominant hand is or what you feel strong with. But you could also see it in my neck. It goes all the way up my spine. And that's because I'm leaning. When I sit, when I sleep, I'm always on my left side, because my right side is the pain side. I thought it was my left side, but really it's my right. So what I did was I started stretching, making sure I stretch more. I never stretched before. It used to hurt going like this. So now I've been doing more stretching and making sure that I keep my heels on the ground. Those twisted ankles, that plantar fasciitis was taking me from the ability to plant my feet on the ground. And I was always wondering why I couldn't run, jump, or anything without pain. And it was telling me that my body was trying to tell me that you're not aligned. You're with basketball, you're using one side more than others. If you go for a layup, you're using what, right to left, you're using left to right, or whatever have you. But you're never using both, right? Especially when you shoot. So you're gonna have a dominant area, a dominant spot. So it's gonna cause misalignment. So you have to use that side as well more when you are not playing your sport. So what I did was I started doing more left work, doing things on my left, getting my left stronger. And then I started realizing I needed to arch my back. My back wasn't arched because I was sitting like this. I was always on the bench, like, you know what I mean? If I ever spent time on the bench. When I was sitting on the bench, I was sit like this, which causes my back to be, not my spine not to be correct. Then also, I'm leaning, whether I like it or not, or I notice it or not, I'm leaning. So I had to start doing more calf raises. I had to start doing more lunges. I had to start doing more just stretching the area. You really want to stretch the area first, then strengthen the area, because it's going to curl right back up and go back into that normal spot. And it caused me to be really gassy. For years, all I would do was fart all the time. My stomach was just tight. My stomach, and it made me irritable, made me yell at people, cuss at people, made me just my life wasn't the way I wanted it to be because of these issues that nobody understood, nobody knew. I would tell my family about it, they didn't care. I would I would try to go to therapy, this didn't work. But a chiropractor is very important in your life. A masseuse is very important in your life. And a proper trainer. I know we all want to be Superman and He-Man and all this other stuff and go to the gym and lift thousands of pounds every day and try to look like a certain person or whatever, or say that you're stronger than somebody. But once I put the ego down and I started really focusing in on what the issues were, excuse me, this mouse, I need to keep it close. But once I started really focusing on what the issues were and getting rid of my ego, it caused me to start really understanding what my problem was. And sitting on the floor helped me a lot. Sitting on that floor has helped me so much because it's squishing everything to crack the body, the shoulders, the back, the neck. And then also I was going on Amazon and I was buying things. This right here, it has the holes for air, hot air, but I could hook this up and it'll kind of give me like a little warm sensation so that I can start really getting into that muscle, getting that breaking the blood flow, getting the blood flow back into my back. And also down at the bottom, it'll cause my hips to start displacing. So it'll start pushing it back down so that my hips will be able to rotate. Then also, I went and got this. I put this under my neck. All right, you can do it at night, you can do it whenever you want to, but I suggest that you start separating that neck and making that spine, because all I hear is cracking all the time because my neck and everything was so tight. All that muscle was just keeping me tight. And then I was doing workouts like this, doing behind the back, which was causing everything to just be just jumbled up. All right, and it caused pinches, and it caused all types of issues going down the line. So not only did I have the plantar fasciitis, the bad ankles, the weak shins, it made my knees tight, it made my hips tight, it made my thighs tight, it made my groin tight, it made my abs tight, it made my chest tight, it made my shoulders tight, it made my triceps extremely tight. So now I use, excuse me, I just ate. But now I use this. These are regular push-up, assistant. You could just use these to help you with stabilizing with push-ups and move this. But I started using that to put my shoulders, armpits under. I put it under my armpits, and I also worked my way down to my triceps because it made my elbows tight. So I had to break up all that tissue and make my fascia start working for me again, because it was stuck in one spot. And if you don't know what a fascia is, it's basically like a wetsuit. It's basically a wetsuit that your muscles are stuck in, and it surrounds your muscles, and it causes your muscles to be locked in a certain area. All right, and I had to break that all up and then put muscle back into the area. So right now, that's why I don't have as much muscle as I usually do, because I'm not in the weight room like I used to. But once I started doing that, it broke up all this area, and then it also started making my neck feel a lot better. And then my chest also. I would take the peanut and I would sit on the ground and I would sit on my chest, and I would just massage that area with the peanut as well. And then also I would use this as well on my chest. And it hurt like hell. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. But also, these are issues that I had since I was 11. You know, so if I didn't face them the proper way and I didn't correct the issue at 11, it's gonna be there till 38, right? And it's gonna be even worse because it's so used to being there, and your mind is stuck on it, and it's used to it being that way. Your body just becomes used to being in pain. And I couldn't jump. I couldn't think about jumping. I couldn't think about running. I just couldn't do it. And people looked at me like I was a crazy person. People look at me now like I'm a crazy person because I do look like an athlete, a professional athlete or whatever athlete. But I couldn't do it. You know, I would see myself getting beat in basketball by little people, like people that I know weren't on my talent skills level, but it was because of the pain. And my parents always said, go get a job, go work, da-da-da. And I would just be so miserable at work because I was so in pain from all the plantar fasciitis. It feels like a rock at the bottom of your foot. So I had to start massaging my foot. You know, I had a foot pain. I broke my foot back in 2006 and never really did the therapy the way I was supposed to, the rehab like I was supposed to. So I got a screw in my foot, and then that causes scar tissue. So all that scar tissue is making its way all the way up and meeting that shoulder tissue, and all that fascia is just meeting itself in the middle. And it's gonna cause your knees to buckle, it's gonna cause your knee pains, it's gonna cause shin pain. And yeah, like I was saying, it's gonna cause you to lean. So you are babying that area just for it to hurt you in the long run. So what I'm saying to you guys is, please take heed of what I'm saying to you. So what I do to fix my back, let me see if it'll go down, excuse me. All right, so let me show you this. So I started having to sit on the ground. Move this again. I got this, I got that. And I started just sitting on this, laying on this. All right, and I put this here, and I'm just relaxing, trying to relax the area and moving back and forth, trying to crack that area. It's not as bad as it used to be, but what I'm showing you caused my ankles and my spine to start stretching. So then I would always hear clicking in my ankles, click, 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 but it was relief. So I've been doing it for the past, like I said, 5 years. But the more and more research I do, the more and more work I put in, the better I feel. And then I could also go do calf raises outside. I could do, I'm sure you see me doing a lot of stair work, things like that. But I'm working on getting the knees loose now. The knees are tight, which are causing me not to be able to really jump to the full potential that I want to, or run the way I want to. And I'm still fast, I'm still quick, but I could be quicker, faster, jump higher, jump quicker, all that stuff if I go ahead and face these issues. So I was gonna just jump into a basketball league and just start playing automatically this year, and in San Diego, and I just was like, man, I would be lying to myself and forcing myself to go out there if I didn't completely get my body right before I go. Now, people say that you can't just stay stagnant, or you can't sit there and just think about your pain and you need to go face issues. You're right. I'm facing my issue in my very own way. And right now, this is working for me the best way. I feel like age is nothing but a number. And if you still are able to do something, no matter how old you are, they're going to pick you up. So this is going to be the last year that I'm really working on this. Well, I'm always work on this for the rest of my life. But right now, I'm stepping on this peanut and getting my arch back in my feet. So I get that plantar fasciitis going. But it made my Achilles tight. Because all that stuff is connected. Everything is connected. All that's connected to your spine. And if your spine is tight and tugging, you're not going much. You're not going far. You're not doing much. And you're not reaching your full potential. So I've just been digging on that, and I missed my inversion table. Please get an inversion table, but some people jump straight into that inversion table way before they're actually able to work on these areas. And right now, I'm just working on these areas so that when I do get the inversion table back, I can do all the mobility. Like, I couldn't even do this. I couldn't do this a good month ago. So 5 years ago, it was more like I couldn't put a sock on during COVID. So all I'm saying is really stick to the workout, please, and do as much research as you possibly can. I'm gonna try to do my best to show you guys exactly what I've been doing. I have been. If you go back into my videos, you'll see that I've been going as hard as I can and doing the best I can without annoying you guys with sharing my information and what I've learned. I'm not a know-it-all, but I'm trying to know it all, okay? And if you face your issues and you go research the areas, and if you even say it out loud, your phone is most likely gonna pop it up. It's gonna show up in your social media. It's gonna show up in, on YouTube, and it does that for me all the time. Like, I was just complaining this morning about how I wish this, back of my psoas would get better and my ankles would get better, and it's been showing me nothing but stuff to get my ankles back in order, my shins back in order, my back, and everything. So I'm feeling better. I'm working on it, and I'm just excited to see where I get in the next cube. I remember sitting here like this, now I can sit and stand almost upright because I am working on my obliques and my lower back and my abs. I noticed that even when I was doing ab workouts, like if I was doing some kind of regular abs, if I was doing some regular crunches, I wasn't using my back the proper way. I wasn't keeping it. I was more like hunching, and that also caused it to be weak as well. So you have to work on your obliques as well. And like I said, it shot all the way up to my triceps. Everything was tight. All this back here was tight, and I was doing so much weight, and I'm trying to loosen the area, and it wasn't working. But once I started using this and the peanut and doing the spinal thing, infusion, just stretching the spine out and making that arch in my back better, it all started just working together to go away. I feel so much better. I can sleep straight on my back. It's not on my side anymore. I'm just really thankful for just YouTube, man. I'm thankful for social media, just being able to show me these workouts and having the ability to share them with you guys. I hope that if you have these chronic issues like I did, that you are more afraid of being in a walker, having a cane, having some kind of assistance than you are to put yourself through these workouts. Let me show you some more things. So another thing I love to do, well, I just started loving to do, is laying on the floor and doing Supermans and trying to lift as much as I can up. You hear all that clicking. I'm just lifting myself up as much as I can. And that'll cause you to have these nice abs in your lower back. Lovely. Then also, another thing I do, you hear that knee cracking, but I have a nice knot in my lower right side. And I've just been facing it, trying to do these, and that'll tighten up the groin, get this groin stronger, get those tendons stronger. Now tendons take longer to heal than muscles, so it does take months. So if you can stay consistent with it, and I promise it'll work out. Then also another thing, this chair. I'll take the chair and I'll do bridges. I'm not too great at it, but I'm working on it. But the glutes weren't firing, which caused my foot to break. So if your glutes aren't firing, your hamstrings aren't strong, which is all connected to your spine and your neck and everything. If those aren't strengthened, then you're in trouble. You're jumping from your shins. You're jumping from your quads, and that's not a good thing. And then your knees lock up, and then you end up messing up something in your knees. That's how people tear MCLs, ACLs, PCLs, all that stuff. And that's my biggest fear, other than breaking my nose, which I don't even care for anymore. But doing these workouts have changed my whole life, and I breathe better. I used to tell people back in high school, I don't breathe on my left side. I'm afraid to. I don't know how to. I had to start letting myself relax. I had to start talking to myself, meditating, stretching, and just, I couldn't even sit Indian style. When I was in the Navy, when we went to boot camp and they said sit Indian style, I couldn't do it. My whole ankles were just fused together. So I started laying here on the ground. What I'll do is I'll lay on the ground and I'll go like this. I started doing this the last couple weeks and just letting it just feel that, it hurts. But if you can tell yourself, hold it for 3 seconds, hold it for 3 seconds, breathe, hold it for 3 seconds, you'll start feeling everything just starting to relax in your groin, your stomach, all of that. And it's changed my life, man. So I'm almost able to do a whole split. And I used to think it was so gay to be able to do all this stuff. You know, being a straight male, like I'm sorry to be so ignorant, but I thought it was so funny to do all that stuff, man. And my masculinity was causing me pain. My ignorance was causing me pain. And I completely apologize to myself for being so ignorant. So, just grab those legs, man. Start taking care of yourself, man. Pull down, push that down, pull this forward, and just relax. Relax that stomach. You can hear my ankles, my knees and everything is just cracking. And that's just what I do all day, every day, until I get myself back in shape. And just strengthening these muscles and tendons, because I got something impossible to do. And if I don't want to do the things that feel impossible because of pain, then it's not going to be possible to do the things that are impossible when I'm in great shape. So I want what I want, and I'm going to do what I got to do to get there. So, please, guys, take heed to what I'm saying to you. Take heed to what I'm saying to you, because I would not steer you in the wrong direction. Chronic pain will suck life out of you. It'll make you a miserable, horrible person to be around, and nobody wants to be around a miserable, horrible person, all right? And trust me, I know. So, another thing. Another workout. I love doing these. But what I'll do is I'll lay to the side and I'll hold and I'll push down with my knees and everything as much as I can to strengthen up that psoas. I'm getting better at it. If you saw me like 2 weeks ago, you'd be like, what in the hell? I was sweating and everything, shaking, trembling. I'm not the best at it still, but I'm getting there. But yeah, these work. Going like that. I still got a nasty knot in my, right, like I said, in the middle of my butt. But as I get more muscle feeling in my butt, oh, let me do the Supermans for you guys too. Then also just letting go, getting rid of that trauma, looking forward to those cracks. You hear that? That's all day long. That used to be every time I did anything. And I'm trying to put the top of my foot down, so then I can get all this loose as well. That's gonna start pulling at that psoas as well, and then causing me to have an arch. That's why all that body fat goes right here, because I wasn't working that muscle. I have muscle everywhere else, but right here. So obviously it's not burning fat because I'm not using it the proper way. Then also you wanna start doing these. You know, I follow a lot of women on YouTube. One, because they're beautiful, sexy women. But a woman will show you how to get a butt. And if you have a butt, then you have strong, you have a decent core, back, obliques. Yeah, your foundation is pretty strong. So I watch them to motivate me to get those workouts done, because it's a stroke to my ego. It's a punch to my ego. If I see them doing it and I can't do it, a dude, okay. But a woman doing it will cause me to be like, oh, I could do that too. Or, you know what I mean? It's gonna give me enthusiasm to do it. Like, gentlemen watching a dude do it, it's like, well, I mean, he's on steroids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always come up with some kind of excuse why you can't do it. But a woman, whether they're on something or not, you take it as a challenge, you know, and you'll be more likely. Like, I watch women on YouTube and I do the workouts that they do, you know, for glutes, and, you know, because they know all the angles, bro. They know all the angles to get their body in order. So, and I don't hear too many women say, oh, my back, my back, my back. It's us men trying to be masculine, holding in all that stress, you know, and I'm not about that. I'm not trying to have diabetes, cancer, and all other stuff because I didn't do enough HIIT workouts, high intensity workouts. That's not on me. I'm not doing that. I want to be 80, still be able to play basketball, because I'm gonna have young kids when I'm old. So I still want to be able to go out there and whoop their butt. You know, I still want to be able to perform in everything that I want to perform in. And my goal is to be the oldest rookie of the year. Whatever league, the most elite league, because I know how I play. I know my IQ and everything. So, and I just felt something jump just now. See, the workouts work. But I'm at this every day, 365, 24/7, 24/8 because of Kobe, and 366. When I'm sleeping, I'm thinking about ways to work out. All right, when I'm with these dogs, I'm thinking about ways to work out. When I'm outside with them, I'm doing something on the stairs, stretching, working on any kind of workout. You know, I'm doing gymnastics. I'm doing everything. I do not leave any rock unturned. I'm flipping that, you know what I'm saying, to figure out how to get this body right. Because nobody understands your pain like you do. You can explain it, you can express it, you can whine, you can do whatever you want. But to change it, you have to go ahead and find the research, do the research, and do the workout. You know, do the work to make the change. So here I am explaining to you guys what I've done to fix my body and why I have been so MIA and why I haven't bought new clothes and all this other stuff. Why I lived in a car, because I was trying to rebuild. I want to knock my ego down and I want to rebuild it back up. All right. I thank you guys for just dealing with me, still sticking with me through this whole journey, man, this experience. Life is a big experience and it goes so quick. So I prefer to hide right now to get myself in order so that when I step back out, they'll be like, who is that? What is that? You know? And I feel like somebody again. So do me a favor and give it 1 rep try per day. If you are nervous, if you're scared, if I know how pain takes over the mind. I know it. I know. But if you do these things, working out, lifting weights, doing gymnastics, whatever your practice is, it's gonna be way easier. Like, I know now with all the rings and all the gymnastic stuff that I've been doing and sitting on the floor and working on my body, getting my body realigned, because my hips were all sideways. That's why I was sitting like this, because my right hip was up in the air and my other one was low. And I feel the difference when I do calf raises, because I'm more focused on the left side, I'm on the right side than my left side. And then my knees are imbalanced, so my knees feel crappy. And then now that I've been working on it, my knees start to stretch and you're starting to feel better. I'm able to have more mobility. I have more mobility in my knees. I have more mobility in my ankles. My top of my foot isn't from this high ankle sprains. Disconnection of my ankles. I dislocated my ankles several times, where I had literally watched my foot turn to the side and had to pop it back in place, and I stepped on it a couple times before I did that. So I had to sit on the floor and crack it back in place, because the trauma is shock. So I've gone through a lot to get back to get my body in order, but I feel like I found the fountain of youth. I really feel like I found the fountain of youth, and that's why I don't have too many grays. I got a few, but because of age. But if your body and you're not gassy and you're not tight in here anymore, then you're getting all that. You're regular. You're getting all that crap out. And another thing, when you stretch after having so much scar tissue and having tight muscles and weak muscles, you're gonna poop a lot. Calf raises. I do seated calf raises. It makes my groin loosen up, so I instantly have to run off to the bathroom no matter where I am to go take care of that business. But I know it's relief. It's a proper relief to my body, right? So I look forward to it, and that's why I stay local, because if I go out in town and I'm working on my body and I'm not up to shit, why is always something on my lip, and I'm not up to par, it's gonna cause me to have some issues, and I don't want to have that. And especially if you eat spicy foods. So I watch these guys on YouTube, and they need ballers like me. I watch the NBA, and they need ballers like me, man. They IQ that can freakishly freak athletes that are shorter. They need somebody to believe in. I'm an inspiration, and I'm trying to show you guys that that's what I'm owning up to it. I'm a leader, and I'm trying to fill that void, and first I'm starting with myself. I'm starting with being the leader for myself, because I haven't been a leader. I've been a horrible leader. I haven't led by example the proper way. I was lashing out. I was crying and acting like a less than 38-year-old or 30 whatever year old. I was acting like a kid. But I had to relearn everything in life, because all I did was talk about basketball. So once I got to college and they started talking about other things, I didn't understand that. Nobody talked to me about that stuff, and nobody talked to me about working out the proper way until I started doing the research myself. And I really didn't understand. If they did try to show me how to work out and train, because I always trained myself, I had my dad to help me with certain things, but I also was outside jumping, the box jumps, and I was doing all lunges and all that stuff. I was doing all that just by playing, and if somebody beat me in a one-on-one, I'm going home to train, to figure out. I'm going to watch Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, whoever it is, all day long until I learn how to play exactly like them. And that stopped at like freshman year, because I was already way beyond the kids in high school. So it was all about just cardio, really. But stress will cause you pain in so many ways and take you off this planet way sooner than what you're supposed to. And now that I broke away, I totally understand that. I understand why I have to face these issues. And here I am. I'm just a vulnerable man that's trying to share his vulnerability to you guys and make them stronger, make them as strong as I possibly can. and I'll start eating better. I'll start, having protein and creatine and everything into my life, and you'll see the change. You'll see the me get my muscle back. I haven't worked on my upper body in forever. I haven't been to the gym in forever. I just can't see myself paying $38 for a gym that's 2 seconds away. I could do all the stuff with the bands and everything I have right here. I always have bands readily available that I work on with. Also, I also been working, doing, see that? You hear that? See, I've been doing anything and everything, and I've been pulling my big toe, my pinky toe. My pinky toe's tight because of that broken foot. So with the right foot, I can go like this. But with the left one, I can't unless I'm thinking really hard, and it makes me sweat. It really hurts so bad. So I gotta strengthen up that toe. So I'm stretching it and then putting the muscle back into it, and jumping. I couldn't feel my big toe on my right foot. So what I did was I started doing the ropes, and I started doing more big toe work. When I'm outside on the stairs, I put my big toe on the edge, and it hurts like heck, but I make sure I do calf raises with it. 1, 2, heel all the way down. Like if you're on this is the stairs, this is your big toe, and this is your heel. This is all your heel. So usually I'm like this, right? So I made my heel go down. I started making my heel go down and making that big toe pull me back up. That's all your spine. That's all part of your spine. So if you don't have a strong big toe, just like if you don't have thumbs, you're not picking anything up. Why is it doing all this? But if you don't have big toes, it's not letting you do anything. I guess it's telling me I hit the right, I make the right message. I'm sending the right message. Guys, don't play with your body. There's only one thing in this planet that you own. You don't own a woman, a man, a car, a dog, none of that stuff. You don't own a house. You don't own anything around you. Nothing. All right? You borrow air. Think about it. You're borrowing a heartbeat, because at any time that could be cut off. So protect your kingdom. The only thing that you own in this world is your body. All right? You can change that. So be kind to it. Think kind. Have kind affirmations to yourself. Tell yourself that you are greater than what you put out. And you can always do a little bit more work. I'll be back, and I will be better. 40, 45, 40, I don't care. I will be an elite basketball player or sportsman, athlete, very soon, because I have all this technology and it's free. I don't have to go to the library anymore. I don't have to go, this is God, just about. This is damn near God. You got AI and everything now. So there's no excuse for not getting your body in order into the peak shape that you want it to be. And there is no such thing as a peak. It's when you decide to come to the understanding that your body is breaking down, but you have to work a little bit harder, or you have to do more sleep, or you have to eat more fruits, or you have to eat more vegetables, or you have to eat less rice, or you have to figure out ways of doing things. And it will benefit you, and it will help you, and it will keep you upright. That's why older people, you always used to see your grandma, your great grandma, depending on what your age is, you see them hunched over with a walker or a cane or something, because they didn't know how to take care of their body back then. Now you got all the tools to have the best body for the rest of your life. I was thinking to myself, my dog was able to run around to the day it died. And that's because he always ran. He's always moving. The last few days he hid under the bed or whatever have you, that's when he was feeling sick. But they always moving, they're always stretching. What does a dog and what does a cat do before they do anything after they get out of their sleep? They stretch. So when you get out the car, when you get out of bed, when you get off the toilet, when you get out the shower, whatever you do, stretch. Touch your toes real quick. Hold it for 8 to 10 seconds, 12 seconds, whatever. And then try to get your palms down. Work on it. Do stay dedicated to this, because like I said, the only thing you own is your body. All right, your car, this is your car, it's your vehicle. Your feet are your tires, all right? And the strength in that is your air. And then if you don't have the strength in your feet and you don't have the mobility in your feet, then that messes up your alignment. And then what happens when you mess up your alignment? You hit a pothole, tire pops because you have no air. A nail gets in there and really put you on the ground really quickly, right? So you can't really move. Then you got to go get a whole new tire. Then you got to get you got to get a line. You got to get your wheels balanced. It's a lot of stuff. Then something under the carriage could be wrong. It's all the body. Think about it. Where'd they get that from? The body. Okay. You change your oil. That's like you eating fruits. That's like you dumping waste. All right. It's like so treat your body as if it's the vehicle, the only vehicle you have, and it'll take you further. That the working world wants you to not think about your body this way. They want you to think this way. They get paid, doctors get paid a huge big salary to tell you things that they try to hide from you. They hide it in the book. They hide it in social media. They hide it in, you have to go do your research. And if you don't do your research, I don't know why every time I go on video, my body just wants to start burping and farting. Anyway, and the train wants to go by every time. But if you don't do the research, then prepare yourself for failure. Just like I understand why school is so important, because if you don't get the grades, you don't study, you don't know how to retain information, nobody's going to trust you in life, or they're not likely to. All right? It's about what you know and it's about who you know in real life, but it's about what you know with your body. And if you could face these issues, now they'll become second nature. Just like lifting weights. I've been doing it since people were making fun of me. Oh, you on steroids, you on this, you on that, you doing this, you crazy, you stupid, da-da-da. Everybody used to be in the gym playing basketball when I was lifting weights. Now they want to lift weights, and guess what? I'm going right back to that gym to go shoot around. And I'm able to do it better than they have or can. So, I would never lie to you. I'm just trying to steer you in the right direction so you don't feel the pain that I felt. All right? And lose out on money, lose out on relationships, lose out on all types of things because you didn't want to put in the effort. All right? We're here to be the best people that we possibly can be. This is why you clicked onto this video. I'm trying to get you to understand that you need these things. These are very important. Yes, a job is nice. I definitely understand that. Having currency, having money come in, it's nice. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. I wish I had some at times. But I'm taking this time to understand that the true value, the true wealth in life is having a great body, because I know that millionaires and billionaires would love to look like me. And that's why they have to take performance enhancement to catch up later on, because they were so focused on work or family or whatever situation is. This time around, I just got to rebuild the finances. But if you look good, they pay good. All right? So if you look good, feel good, you play good, they like you, they pay good. So I'm just putting that out there for you guys. I love you very much. I hope you listen to this. If you made it this far, you are a G, and you will have everything in life that you deserve. Just pray to God, believe in him, her, they, and we're all gonna get there together, all right? Maybe not at the same time, but I hope you open up the doors for me and excited to see me. And I damn well know I'll be excited to see you when you get there. All right? So, much love.